morning from Morocco. My name is Miranda and I'm going to be taking you with me today to show you a little bit of what it's like to teach English in the capital city of Morocco, Rabat. I moved to Morocco last June to start teaching English, and so far I have loved the experience. So I can't wait to show you a little bit about my day and hope that you can learn a little bit about what it's like to teach English in Morocco. I went to high school there. After high school, I did go to college. I got a bachelor's degree in international business and started working. But I didn't really enjoy what I was doing. And having loved travel for a large majority of my life, I decided to look for ways that I could travel and work at the same time. Now, I did this once before. I did live in France for about 6 months as an au pair, and I loved my experience there. I worked for a wonderful family. It was truly an amazing experience, and I wanted something like that again. So I signed up for ITA's online course so that I could keep working my full-time job. And after the course was finished, I gave myself about a month and a half or so, and then I packed up and I moved to Morocco. So I decided to move to Morocco after visiting here, 2 years ago now? I came here for a 2-week visit and I absolutely fell in love with this country. It is beautiful. There are kind people here, and the culture is significantly different than what I grew up with back at home. And I found that to be so interesting and intriguing. And I wanted to explore that a little more than I could in 2 weeks as a tourist. So I was looking at a couple of different cities, but eventually I decided on Rabat because it's a little cleaner, a little less busy than Casablanca. There are fewer tourists than Marrakesh. And it being the capital, there's a large expat community here. And so I thought it would be a great place to experience and dive into the culture while still being surrounded by an international community. Alright guys, so I just got back to my apartment after my noon class today. I have let the kitten out and I have started deciding what I'm going to eat for lunch, and I thought I'd take a minute to show you around my apartment. I live in a neighborhood called Agdal. It is a little on the pricier side. There are definitely neighborhoods that are cheaper than this one. But it's a great area, it's very active, lots of nightlife, and it's very safe. So I decided to go ahead and find an apartment here. That being said, I did find a great price for my apartment. It's a 1-bedroom, and and I pay 4,000 dirham a month, which is just over $400. There's also a small fee for the concierge of the building, and that is 120 dirham, which is around $12, so not too bad. So let me show you around my apartment. Alright guys, so as you walk into my apartment, you will see a lovely, large living space, which is completely empty. I did decide to go ahead and get a unfurnished apartment to save me a little money, and because I'm frugal, I don't have a lot of furniture, and that's okay with me. Then over here I have a small hallway. Behind this door is just a toilet. So this apartment, lots of the apartments in Morocco are of a European style where the toilet is actually separate from the bathroom, which is here. So I have 2 sinks, lots of storage, and surprisingly a bathtub. A lot of bathrooms in Morocco don't have a bathtub. So I have those to look forward to every day. Next we have the bedroom, which as you can see, again, not a lot of furniture. I just have my bed, which is fine for me. I do have this lovely bright window that lets in morning light, and it looks out into the area in between my apartment building and the apartment buildings on the opposite streets. Also, in my bedroom, I have lots of storage space. So all of my clothes are in this area here, and then I have more storage up above, which is fantastic. If we keep going, then next to my bedroom is my kitchen. Now this was one of the biggest selling points for me on this apartment, was the size of this kitchen. It is huge, guys. Most apartments in Morocco, especially 1-bedroom apartments or studio apartments, do not have a kitchen, okay? They will have a counter that's maybe this big if you're lucky. There will be a sink on part of it, and this is all you have, okay? And that is it. But I have a double sink, I have lots of counter space, and space for a refrigerator, my gas to run my stove, and it is wonderful. Just off the kitchen, I also have a very small balcony. I hang laundry out here sometimes, and again, this looks out behind my apartment. Last but not least, the other huge selling point for me on this apartment was a beautiful terrace. Okay, this terrace is huge. It is sunny in the afternoons. It is cool. There's lots of airflow up here. I am on the top floor, so I get a lot of air. You can see the street I live on a little bit here. And I love this terrace. Gigi loves it too, don't you, Gigi? She loves to come out here and play. As for finding an apartment here, finding available apartments is not the difficult part. The difficult part is finding a landlord who will respond to you, and someone who is willing to rent to a foreigner who does not yet have a carte de séjour or a residency card. The problem is finding something that you're willing to stay in and has things that you want. There are tons and tons and tons of apartments here in Rabat, but a lot of the buildings are very old. The ones that are new are very expensive. So depending on what you're getting paid and what you feel comfortable paying for an apartment, it can be easier or harder to get an apartment here. Finding a place to work here in Rabat is actually really easy. There are a lot of language schools, so really you just have to send out your resume all over and follow up with everyone, and you'll quickly find a job. So I found my current job simply by doing a Google search. I found the school, did a bit of research, thought it sounded good. So I sent in my resume, I had one interview, and at the end of the interview I was offered a job. Alright, so I just got home from my second class of the day. Normally on Tuesday, Thursdays I have a private class also, but it was canceled today, so just the two. And I've gotten home, I've changed into my comfy clothes, and I'm going to answer a few more questions before signing off. So I lived here for 1 month before I got paid, and I want to say I spent about $1,000 US. I won't say it's impossible to make debt payments while you're here, but it will be a bit difficult for most people to pay off debt. I pay $25 a month for slightly better internet. It's pretty good. It's not great. There's definitely times when it runs slowly, so I'm not sure how that would work for online. Fiber optic is available, but it is very expensive. Because I had visited Morocco before I lived here, I was actually very prepared for the cultural differences. I can't think of anything specific that caught me off guard or that I wasn't prepared for. So the transition for me was actually pretty easy. Alright, that is it for me. I had a great time telling you about living and working in Morocco, but it is getting late, and so I have got a bit of lesson planning to do, and then I am going to bed. If you guys have any more questions, you're welcome to ask me over on my personal Instagram. I'd be happy to talk to you more about working in Morocco. Thanks so much for following along, and have a great night.